And we are live. Welcome to Top Shelf. You know what I'm saying? We got some conversation to have. Let me get my brothers in here. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. What's up, y'all? It's time for some Top Shelf convo. It's time for some Top Shelf conversation. Let's see. Here, one brother down. What's up, Q? What's good? What's up? What's up, Anthony? and got the summer hat on. I've been seeing you've been doing a whole lot of traveling. A whole lot of things. He said, don't tell nobody.
It's Florida, D.C., Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. I hear you. I hear you. How long you gonna be in
Yo,
Costa Rica for, boy? How long you gonna be in Costa Rica for?
A whole week.
A whole week?
A whole week.
So from the 18th?
To the whole week.
To the whole week? He said, don't worry about when I'm coming back. And don't put out when I'm not here, you know? He said, my wife might hear this. Don't. Anthony said, I'm actually going by myself.
Don't tell nobody.
He said, don't tell nobody. I just invited our brother in.
Okay.
1 second. He should be on here shortly. No. Yeah, I can't wait to travel, man. Like, I was like, last year, we didn't do too much traveling. And
travel.
Now, this year,
if you're on this live right now, try to chase that fire, get your points up, and yo, real talk. That's how I be traveling sometimes, bro.
Yeah, points. Look,
put me on. I'm like, wait, my ticket could be this price.
What's up, Jeff?
Ooh, my man.
Yo.
Yo, just another Top Shelf Monday. We on.
What's up, everybody?
UW Counseling?
What's up, Marilinda?
What's up? Yo, DJ About That Life, what's up? Y'all come on in here. We got some things to talk about. All right. First, though, before anything, the most important thing we got to do is we got to pray. And I nominate my boy Anthony to pray.
Thank you. No problem, boss. Lord God, thank you. Just coming before you, Lord God, as three brothers, three thinkers, three ambassadors of you, Lord God, three well-thought, black excellence, Lord God. Cover in our words. Make sure we bring the heat today, Lord God, and just say thank you. Thank you for allowing us to be a voice for you, Lord God. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. What's up, Joey? Joey, new profile picture. You know? I'm kidding. Oh, wait. Jeff, you went to see a movie this weekend, right?
Jurassic Park.
How was it?
It was alright. It was okay. You know what it is like? No, it was a good film, but I'm not a big Jurassic Park. I'm not a big sci-fi person, so it wasn't like I went in there like with this high expectation. I went because wifey wanted to go see it, but it was still good. It was good.
Now, did she like it?
Yeah, she loved it. She loved it.
She was probably on. Matter of fact, Anthony, what's the last movie you went to see? Do you know? Do you remember?
I think it's the Batman thing that you raved about, and I wasted my money. I'm still waiting for my money back.
That was my truth, opinion, and perspective.
I will say this: Batman was definitely better than Jurassic Park, in my opinion. But again, this is somebody who is not big on those type of movies. So,
but wait, Jeff, would you go see Batman in Jurassic Park?
What
kind of bootleg movie is that? That sounds like one of those like DVDs
back in the day
from the Africans. You know what I'm saying? Selling the corner on 125th.
He said, "What do you want? Do you want to see both?"
Like I had Batman in Jurassic Park.
Yo, you got a 2-in-1.
Like if you
that's
it.
That's it. I hope our village ain't bootlegging. You know.
Facts.
I'm just saying. So our topic at hand is everything is going up. Let me tell you something. I experienced this today. Literally today. I was like, okay, I walked into this place, right? And I'm just like, okay, yeah, let me get that one. Let me get that one right there. They was like, that one right there, that one right there. I walked to a store, and they was like, oh yeah, that one ain't $70 no more. That's $120. We're gonna need $120 for that. I said, what?
What was you buying?
Every time I come in here, like jerseys, bro.
Oh.
So I'm like, I go in there, I'm like, it's 120. I'm like, every time I come in here, they 70. What? How did $50 extra? Like, what are we doing? Like,
Yo, man, it's crazy. I'm gonna tell you when I first noticed it, I noticed it like months, maybe like it might have been January, maybe. I think when I first started like realizing it was I went to ShopRite and I went to go buy some salmon. And like I always have an idea how much things cost, especially if I buy it often enough. And I realized, salmon they sell by the pound, right? And I realized like, yo, this is kind of up because the one at least the one I go to, they have some you go to straight to like where they sell fresh fish, or they have like prepackaged, right? Normally I can usually buy like maybe like $10.99 a pound, $11.99 a pound. Sometimes it'll be on sale for like $8.99, $9.99 per pound. And it was up like 13. And I was like, yo, okay, things are jumping up. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Melissa? And so that's when I first noticed it. Now today, I've been noticing it today. I went to go buy some groceries, early in the day, right? Or early in the morning.
Yeah.
Nigga.
It's real,
bro. Because Gabby's here. You know what I'm saying. Shout out to my princess. She's here during the summer, so I want to go buy some extra stuff because I picked up last night.
Right.
Man, apple juice was up like by $1.
What's up,
compared to last week, bro. Last week, Gabby loves her Hawaiian punch. That's up. You know what I'm saying? Capri Suns is up. Eggo waffles. Normally I used to buy it for like $2.39, or even like $2.99. Now it's $3.99.
Yeah.
So almost everything that I bought was either 50 cents or $1 more than it was previously. It was a couple of weeks ago, even from last week.
Yeah.
Just to give you some numbers, the family household at this moment for grocery is $1,000.
Yeah, I believe it.
I believe it.
$1,000 for one child.
Yo, BW Castle says she stormed out of the grocery store yesterday. They tried to sell her a grape or a watermelon, a grape-looking watermelon for $8. I rebuked it. Yeah.
Yo,
watermelon, like, are you what?
Bro.
Like everything. I'm noticing it with milk, like the simple things, like that you go in there and get milk, eggs. I'm like, okay, I'm going here and get milk, eggs, cereal. Milk, eggs, cereal. That's it. I should not be paying $30.
Yep.
If you're milk, eggs, and cereal, $30.
Yep. I think if you're on this live, you got to start thinking like you got to start saving
a strict budget.
Strict budget. Like if you could just avoid going out, me, I love going out. I love a good time, but we are about to enter into, from my perspective, I'm not a financial advisor, but I really do think we're about to head into a recession.
Okay.
Or we're in a recession right now because you look at gas price, you look at the home market, you look at everything around you, it would lead you to think like, whoa, yes, America hasn't said it yet, but in the same perspective, everything's going up.
Yeah, I think Jeff sent, I think it was either Jeff or I think it was Jeff. He sent us, see the canned tuna is looking like lobster right now. Hey.
Listen, Marylinda, you ain't lying.
Hey, you gotta get to it.
If that's what you gotta do,
by any means necessary. And tuna's healthy, so it's like, why not?
I still eat canned tuna to this day. I ain't mad at it.
But
I just ate some tuna 12 ago.
Look, you do what you gotta do. Like I'm saying, like I think what I was gonna say was that like Jeff sent us a list the other day of just how in different states, like the number that apartments are starting at in terms of rent, and just on the East Coast to like Midwest to like just like all these different places, like how rent has significantly gone up. First and foremost, let me say right now, Los Angeles, California, and New York City is smoking crack with these rent prices. Just smoking all kinds of crack under a bridge while it's raining outside. And I don't get how anybody, and then on top of that, they're raising people's rents that have already been, of course, in the building. Like one of my friends told me,
and minimum wage is still 14.
That's what one of my friends told me they rent got raised
over here,
because
other places minimum wage is lower than that.
Whoa!
So like your roommate got to get a roommate.
So it's pretty. You know, I've been studying like the housing market and everything within the last like several months. Heavy. I'm always sending these guys videos and everything. So I've been monitoring it as far as like, you know, how rent's going up, how the price of homes are going up. The interest rate now is at averaging now. It was 5% before, which is high still, but now it's going up to 5.56. They say maybe go up to like 6.5, depending on your credit score, which is extremely, extremely high. So everything is going up. I think the only thing that's kind of somewhat been saving the U.S. or the government, as far as saying we're in a recession, is because the job market has been pretty stable. You may have to work 2-3 jobs now, but
it's not
like but it's not like, you know, there's a high unemployment rate as of right now. Actually, companies are still looking to really hire, but it's expensive, man. Like Anthony said, yo, you got to kind of like tighten up your budget a little bit, maybe cut back on some stuff. Even with driving, they were hoping that, I was reading somewhere, and then what they were saying is that, so during the pandemic, a lot of people wasn't driving, right? So because of a lot of people wasn't driving, they had a lot of these reserve oil, because a lot of people was driving, because remember, cities, you know, the whole country had shut down for the most part. You know, certain states had different restriction levels, but it wasn't like people was commuting as much. People wasn't flying as much. Now what's been happening is that everybody and their mother is out, because this technically this is the first year as a whole country that there's no restrictions as far as like people could go out. So now you have obviously what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, you know what I'm saying, that situation that's inflating gas. But what's happening is also that reserve oil that they had, it's like,
it's running out.
We're running out. So they're trying to like hoping that people would not drive as much. But the reality is, even though gas is like $5 and change out here, like it costs me, I think, like $75 to fill up my tank, and that's insane.
That's
literally insane. And I remember when I first got my car back in 2020, I could fill up my tank with $40. Now it's at $75. Where it takes that much to fill up my tank. I got
you use 93.
I gotta use 93. I can't put 87 because I have an Acura, so it's like it says it right there, premium only. So I'm hurting right now. But everything is going up.
I'm about to buy a scooter.
Bro, they're hoping that people won't drive as much, but the reality is not. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to be out, and people are willing to spend the money. I think that's also the difference things too, is that though we're going into inflation, because like we have not been out as much.
What's up, George?
People want to be out, so people don't really care. They're still gonna spend the money to go on vacation. They're still gonna spend money to go drive from here,
still credit cards
whatever.
coming to your door.
People want to be out, man. People want to like, yo,
what's up, Ayana?
Screw it. We outside.
Yeah, we gonna find a way to get it. Believe that.
But people do get rich in this market, though. Like, if you know how to like move money, if you know how to make
the rich gets richer.
The rich situations. Every time there's a market that crashes, the rich get richer, and that leads me to, like, I heard this in a podcast: is recession, or is this a manufacturer for the rich?
I think it's a manufacturing for the rich. If you really think about it, like how things were built, like, you know, pharmaceutical companies they're killing it. They're killing everything. Because think about it, people are still getting sick. Like, and then you got people that have just underlying issues of being sick. Like, they killing the game right now. Like, they in it. Like, I heard a joke.
That's a top gun feeling.
I heard this comedian say, he was like, yo, people used to hate pharmaceutical companies. Now they're just all right with them. Like, it's like, hey, $200 a pill, I'll take that. Like give it to me. Give it to me right now. Yeah, the pharmaceutical companies are not bad now. Like they're making a killing. But then we look at, like, I was thinking to myself walking today, I was like, yo, this can't be life. All of this stuff is going up. Like, I can't even buy the normal stuff anymore without like seeing a price change. Like literally, I told y'all about that, like me going to a store today.
Yeah.
Literally 3 weeks ago, it changed from what the price was to now. Like 3 weeks. In 3 weeks. I'm like, I'm scared of what when I go in there again, what it's gonna be in a month. Like, and I was just looking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the scary part. And then it's like,
It
but
is,
like
man.
Anthony said, people we'll find a way to get it. We'll find a way to get outside. We're gonna find a way to get back to, go be outside, eat crab legs, be outside on the beach, to be, in Cancun or something like that. We're gonna find a way to get it.
Because they still want you to spend money. That's why.
Right.
Yeah, let me tell you, I walked past Dollar Tree a week ago. Now it's a couple Dollar Tree.
It's $1.50.
Yeah, let me
Dollar
tell you.
now,
Dollar General
on the
is
real,
a couple
Dollar
dollars
Tree
in general.
increased their profit to $1.50.
Yeah, it's capitalism.
That's when you know there's something wrong.
Yeah, it's capitalism.
Listen, you know, you go in the city, you find like those 99 cents or dollar slice pizza shops.
Mm-hmm.
They're not $1.25,
$1.25.
Yeah, they went
nope.
up. There was two of them. Two of them that used to be
176.
So my old office was in Tribeca, right?
Yeah.
And there was two of them I used to go to all the time when I was working in the office. And those two,
mm-hmm.
I had passed by. It might have been a couple of months ago. I was coming through the city,
right?
And you just see like a little, like, it's like a mark with it, and just scratched out the 0 cents and rewrote 50 cents on it.
Oh, heck no! I mean, that's little, but it
those
still
dollar
matters.
slices, those dollar slices came in a clutch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, for real.
Let me tell you, it's little stuff like that. Little stuff, you notice it, and it's like I remember at this one pizza spot I used to go to, you could get a slice and a soda for like, I think it was like $2.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, it was $2. A slice and a soda for $2. And I'd be like, yeah, like I would go and get the slice of soda. Now they talking about $4.50. I'm like, hold up, what kind of math? And people are like, oh, don't be cheap. I'm like, no, that's not being cheap. It's being like, you remember what you could count on.
Yeah. You remember what you used to pay for it, bro? I remember, and I'm gonna show my age on this. I remember when I first started driving, right? This was 97, right? When I first got my license. You know how much gas was?
$2.39.
No, $1.98.
No, not even. It was 89 cents a gallon for regular.
Hell no.
I had my first car was a hatchback Nissan Sentra in 1986. You know how much it took to fill up that car?
32.
Nah, that's too much. It got to be like at least $15.
Not even, bro. Not even.
$12.
Around $8. $4 gave me half a tank. I'm telling you.
So Jeff did not ask people for gas money.
This is what I'm telling you. I'm showing my age. So I remember when it first hit $1, $1.10, $1.20. Yo, niggas was complaining. They're like, nah, this is crazy. I ain't paying that kind of money.
They wild.
We complaining now.
What? Like, yo, bro, because we were so used to paying. Cause I think it hit $1 back. I think once it got to 2000, maybe 2001, that's when it jumped to maybe about 2000.
Right.
2000, it jumped to like $1, like over $1, right? It was like $1.20, $1.25, or whatever. But the first couple of years when I first started driving, from 97 basically up to like
Dale, what's going on?
It was under $1.
Yeah.
For gas. I kid you not, bro. And so I say that to say is that fast forward. Hey, Ingrid, how you doing? I fast forward to 2022.
Dale said life is more expensive.
Facts. Fast forward now, it's like, man, like you see how much inflation's been creeping throughout the last 20, 30 years.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times, like they're doing like in these little phases that you don't really notice. So you may notice like a couple of pennies here,
You
a little bit
don't.
more, a
Yeah.
couple of cents here, a little bit more. But this time around, I've never seen where within a week, 2 weeks, there's a $1 increase when it comes to buying like food,
Yeah.
depending on what
Absolutely.
you're buying. Even with gas, like it literally has jumped from like 20 to 30 cents within a matter of like days. And
Mm-hmm.
it's insane. Like it's just
Yeah.
and they're saying it's gonna
And
constantly
this,
go up. It's
yep.
gonna go up. It's not gonna, it's not gonna stop anytime soon.
Yep.
Basically.
My friend from California, he sent me a picture. No, my little sister Cordelia, she actually sent it. She sent me a thing of the gas prices in California. I said, listen, I don't like demonic texts, so don't send me no stuff
But
like that
hold on.
anymore.
But Fred, you shouldn't even be upset, bro. You don't even got a car. You
Yeah,
ain't putting
but
gas
look,
nowhere.
I'm upset for y'all. I'm upset for y'all.
Like Fred, like hold on, like Fred is good. He ain't got no car that he ain't got to worry about pulling up to the gas station
Let me
and
tell you.
paying like $100 just to fill up his tank.
Nah, he just
Fred is
thinking
good
about
over
the
here.
gas money when we drive him. How much you got to put up now?
Let
It
me
used to be $5. Now he got to give us 20.
let me tell you.
Fred
Nah,
never gave
I'm
me
gonna
any
tell you
gas,
like
so
this.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a
It's different.
conversation offline
So
about that thing.
me,
He ain't never gave me gas.
but let me tell you. Oh, I tried to give you
No,
gas
so
money, Jeff, and
no.
you
When
gave it
people
back.
drive my
Remember?
car,
Jeff the type of dude, you send gas money, he be like, listen, I got a big heart. Don't send me no gas money.
That is true. That is true. I do not accept gas money. That is true.
no, you better
I
accept
don't
gas money.
accept
He said,
nothing.
accept that blessing.
He said,
At
I
this
accept
moment,
hugs. No,
yeah,
no,
because gas ain't free.
but here's the thing. Me and wifey planning to get a car. This is discouraging. Like,
Carvana.
You better get a,
what is
you better get a
happening?
you better get a moped.
That's
Yeah,
it. I'm gonna get
I don't
a
think you
two-seater.
should.
A
That's not.
two-seater.
I'm not a financial advisor, but I don't think people should buy anything that's stressful right now.
Oh, okay.
Like this
Yo,
this
So don't
market
buy
is
food.
different.
So don't buy food because damn sure everything is stressful at this point.
yo,
No,
Anything you
bro.
buying is stressful.
that's it. Or either stop eating.
Yo, you better start growing your own food and you know what I'm saying in your backyard or front yard on the sidewalk, whatever
What's
you
up,
can.
dude?
You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Because think
Unfortunately,
about it. There's always something. Like there's always something you have to pay for. Like whether it's the
mm-hmm.
goods or it's a service. Like I honestly, this conversation is stressful. Yes, but it's like every time we step out of our house, we spend it. You know what I'm
Facts.
Yeah,
saying?
man.
Like it's a fact of life. Like it don't matter if you could be walking by somewhere. Like, oh, let me go in here real quick. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me buy some Q-tips real quick. Q-tips, $9. $9 for five.
And
So
and it's the
I begin.
summertime too. The summertime's about to hit. That's people spend more money during the summer this time of year than any other year, man.
Let me tell you.
Yo, I now understand why my mom had a freezer downstairs in her house,
Yeah.
and she like had chicken, oxtail, juice for days,
What's up, Mo?
and it would be
Mm-hmm.
there for 5, 6 months. And all she did, she would never like pay like a large amount of stuff. She would just go downstairs and get what she needs.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Straight up.
smart. My dad said my
Yeah.
mom and dad does the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
So
really
you can
smart.
stock up.
That's what you have to do. Buy in bulk if you can,
Yeah.
because you don't know how much these prices are going to continue to increase.
Absolutely. The thing is,
What are
like,
some solutions that we can do for our village? What do you think?
I think I'll
Save
start. Yeah, there you
coupons.
go. There you go.
Seriously,
I
shop
think
around.
budget, extreme budgeting. It takes you have to be frugal. Like we don't like. You guys said an amazing point. Like buying in bulk. If you did like 2 bulk runs, like a month, right? You
Mm-hmm.
ain't gotta go for a while. Like you're good.
And do not go out. Like
Yeah.
I realized that was my problem. Like I would buy in bulk, but then I'll go out. I'm like, it
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. You
Because it's like
depleting
you're spending the money
Yeah,
exactly.
that you just spent. You spending money that you spent. Like
yeah.
it's like, what was the point?
I'm gonna tell you like and my mom always told me to do this, or to this day she tells me all the time. This is what her and my dad does. They've been doing this from I don't even know how long. So this goes into
Uh-huh.
what I understand. Caribbean parents have been ready for the fact for 100 years, which is a fact. But
Oh, you see the comments?
she doesn't shop. Yeah, I can see it right now. She doesn't shop at just one store. right? When she goes grocery shopping. What she does, she go to multiple stores. Because what she has is she'll have like her coupons. She knows what's on sale where, and that's what she does. So she'll go to, let's say, like my mom, they live in Florida. So she goes to Publix. Those who know what Publix is. Publix is like the big grocery store over there. She'll go to Publix and they usually have like those buy one, get one free. So she'll go there, take advantage of that, right? And she'll have her coupons. And then she'll go to Walmart to buy like other stuff, like whether it's like laundry detergent, things like that, right? Then she'll go to like one of those meat markets and she'll buy like, you know, all the fish and meat, things like that she needs. She knows what's on sale, where to buy, you know, whatever it is, and versus staying at one store. And she saves, her and my dad, they save a lot of money doing that. So that's one of the solutions that I would advise people to do. Like, start really looking at before you go shopping, start seeing what's on sale at different places. And also, like, even on your phone, there's coupon apps on your phone. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Like, actually download these coupons and go there. My sister's notorious
when
it comes to coupons.
There's apps for that too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And she does that. Or even if you download like the grocery store app, like ShopRite or Stop and Shop or whatever, they have digital coupons on there as well. And it'll be like, oh, you know, orange juice, you know what I'm saying, you know, 50 cents off, whatever. So now it's like you gotta have to kind of start looking at deals and sales in order for you to like save money. And then again, also, you know, if you get a Costco membership, BJ's, whatever, go there, buy things in bulk. You know what I'm saying?
Or go as a
group.
That you use that one person card. It's like, yo, can I just come with you when you go to Costco?
Yeah, and go shop in there.
Like
Because unfortunately, you got to kind of figure out how why they're hustling us. You got to figure out how to hustle them. You know what I'm saying? Get the most bang for your buck.
Right. That's the smartest thing to do.
Another solution is, I would say, put your pride aside. Pantry. There's like a lot of pantry in New Jersey, in New York. Stand online. They have a lot of food that they give out all the time.
Yeah, my church is one of them too.
And sometimes the food goes to waste because people don't want to come.
Right, and the thing
free.
There you go. And my church actually gives out food. They give groceries out, and it's not that like a lot of people are like, oh well, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's a handout. Then I'm like, you better go get your groceries.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing, no shame in that.
No shame in the game.
The thing is, like, the motto that my church says is the Legacy Center. Shout out to Saints Church. Is that
shout out to Saints Church?
If you're hungry and you need food, get you some food.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about like, check your pride at the door for real.
Facts.
Would you rather spend $1,000, like Anthony was saying, $1,000 a month
for one child?
For one child. And or like, would you rather like
good point,
be more efficient? I think what Jeff said is key about the couponing. You know what my mom used to do? My mom used to collect newspapers from all these grocery stores. Each of these grocery stores got coupons in them, right? All these newspapers. She would cut them out, and then she'd be like, okay, who got the best deal on fruits today? Who got the best deal on these? And then I didn't understand it because I'm thinking my mom going haywire, going to all these different stores. I didn't understand what she was doing. She was saving because you know she had kids to feed. So it's like now
you go into survival mode.
Right.
You like, all right, it's $1,000. You got 4 kids. That's $4G. And you got rent to pay, and you got light to pay, and you got a phone bill to pay.
Right.
Don't forget the uniforms in September.
Yo,
I'm breaking it all down, and you only got $1.
and your only self-care is a deep breath.
Word up. It's a fact, man.
Your self-care is washing your hands. And you gotta pay for the water, so you gotta do it for 30 seconds.
There you go.
Listen, you gotta learn
part of that, guys. It's easier to do now that it's hot outside. Is like turn off lights. Turn off lights in the house. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the air running all day. You know what I'm saying? Like
turn off the light.
Save money.
I thought the lights was already turned off by Anthony already.
And then, you know, another point is spontaneous spending. Be careful. Don't take your. You know what I do now? Like, well, I have been doing this for a while.
I have a problem with that.
Yeah. So this is what I do, Ant.
What's your spontaneous spending, Anthony?
Taking Janelle out.
Anthony said, I want to have a good time.
Well, hold on, let me ask you a question. Is it more she doesn't? Is it more you want to take her out? Or is it more like it's like part of like?
It's a date night, like date night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but how's that spontaneous spending? Oh, is it
because
more
I don't
like?
I forget I don't be budgeting in regards, and then when we go out, we go
Oh,
out.
oh, so you go. Oh, so you going in?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm trying to be simple,
So
but it's like
Anthony, you going out, but you going in.
because I'm trying to. No mind.
I know what you're trying to get to. I know.
You probably don't even have to do all that to get the same
I
result.
know.
I can say you're a married man. I can probably almost guarantee you don't have to do that.
You really need a slice of birthday cake that bad?
You already got it. You already bagged it. I'm not saying like you don't be romantic with your spouse. What I'm
No, but
saying
honestly,
is
I
that
think it's more in the perspective of like I'm learning, or we've learned how to budget very, very great. Like we pay, like it's one thing that I've done, and I'm still like knock on wood, is that we're able to pay our 10%. And we never every month we've always paid our 10%. That's one. Two, the fridge is good. So it's like another thing is putting God first.
Yeah.
That's one, and praying like, yo, God, I don't know where the next money is coming from. Like honestly, pray about that because it's very, very, very. Where you as an individual, when I'm seeing parents that can't even pay for uniforms, yo, it gets real, bro.
Yeah,
It
it's
gets
real.
real out there when you got that $100 and you try to stretch it for 2 weeks.
Let me tell you,
$100.
I wanted to talk
2
about the
weeks.
spontaneous spending, like what I do. And you know what I do is I will, if I know I use my debit card a lot, like if I'm using my debit card or the credit card that's my go-to, right?
Yep.
I leave it at home. I just leave it at home when I leave the door, because if I know what I'm going to do, I don't need, like if you go to the gym, you don't really need a credit card. You have a membership. You gotta, if they need to just scan a barcode, boom. You know what I'm saying? If you're going out, like, and it's not necessarily like you need money to go do it, I would just recommend to leave it at home and shoot.
Yo, George,
you say before you go to self-checkout.
You get 2 for 1?
George, come on. George, you're an idiot. George the type of dude, he's scanning a PS5 as cheese.
Oh man, that's funny.
2 for 1, just don't get caught.
Yeah. No, I want to touch on what BW counselor said. She said unpopular opinion. You can remix your leftovers.
I'm leftover king.
You the leftover king?
I don't play like I'm a leftover king, man.
Right.
Like, I love a good food.
How long is leftover good for?
Go ahead, say that, Jeff.
2 to 3 days.
1 day. 2 3 days. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought member said 1 day.
If it's Thanksgiving leftovers, you ain't got too long.
For me, it's 2 days max. 2 days max.
2 days?
2 days? Yeah.
Because
what you guys say in the chat? What you guys saying in the chat? 2 to 3 days leftover?
Yeah. What's the leftover maximum?
What Gabby said, 1 day?
Gabby said 1 day.
She privileged. That's privilege.
She is privileged. She's very privileged.
See?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's like
privilege.
And it depends on what it is too. It depends on what it is. Because it's like with chicken, like I've seen my mom, but again, my thing I think is
4 days.
2 or 3. I say 2 or 3. Depending on what it is, 2 to 3. That's my rule. I throw it out after, because it starts smelling after a while.
Yeah. If it's pasta, it's 2 days. If it's pasta, it's 2 days.
Yeah. So let me ask you, since we're talking about leftovers, if when you guys cook or when your spouse cooks, do you guys normally cook enough just for that night, or you cook for a couple of days, or it lasts for a couple of days rather?
It lasts for a couple of days.
So what my wife cooks is definitely like it'll last us for a couple of days too. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
that's smart. That's also a very smart way to do it as well, to save money.
Yeah.
Cook like normally if I cook or if Joanna cook, we usually make enough where it's gonna last at least for 2 3 days.
Yeah. What I used to do when I was single is that I would meal prep like all the time and make sure to span it out for at least 3 days.
Yeah.
At least. It like I would make spaghetti.
That's another solution.
Yeah, definitely. Meal prep. That's a real good one. Like,
or if you like going to Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, put $25 on the app. And do not, and I repeat, do not put more money on it until the following month.
Yeah.
So you know you have $25 to spend for that whole month.
Yeah, on
so
coffee.
you gotta be wise.
That's
Like,
smart.
should I go to Starbucks right now, or should I just get the coffee that's in the teacher's lounge?
Anthony, why was you just looking at me then? You know I love coffee.
No, I was looking at myself. Can I get it today?
Or just listen. Just buy yourself a coffee maker.
Yo, I did it today.
Get yourself a coffee maker. Get some of those coffee grinds or whatever, and then make your own coffee at home and bring it to work.
There you go.
That's what I started doing, because you know what I used to do? I used to, like, especially when I was working in the city, I would always stop at Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, or on the low,
religiously. I put $10K every year.
7-Eleven has decent coffee. 7-Eleven has decent coffee. You know what I'm saying? If you really want some coffee too, and I would spend money all the time, and I realized, like, yo, I spend a lot of money on coffee. So when I started working from home, I would still do the same. I would get up, I'll still go to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or whatever. And I decided, like, you know what? I'm going to start buying my own coffee. So I can just make it at home. And I started saving mad money by doing that. I rarely go to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts now because of that.
I have another solution. If you feel like a family, or you see, like, you know what, it's in my spirit to, like, bless this family with groceries. I was like, hey, you know what? Here's some groceries. I thought that would be a good thing. Do you think that's okay?
Most definitely, because you know sometimes God will put that in your spirit. I remember there was one time I was at C-Town. I went to go buy, like, just some soda, right? It was for previous church I was going to. They was having a function, so they had asked me, we need some extra soda. So I was like, all right, cool. So I went to C-Town just to buy, like, some ginger ale, Pepsi, or whatever. There was a lady behind me, and she didn't have a lot of items. She probably had maybe, I don't know. It was probably maybe less than $25, $30 worth of groceries, right, that she had, right? And so I was like, when the lady rung me, I was like, ring hers up too. And the lady looked at me. I was like, yeah, no, it's okay. I want to bless. I felt instantly in my spirit to bless her.
I've been doing that sometimes,
and I remember
bro.
when I did that, she was like, yo, thank you so much. Like, she kept on, like, just thanking me.
Yeah.
And sometimes God will put that in your heart to be able to do, because you never know what this person is going through or what they're dealing with. They may have the money to do it, but this may be their last $20, $30, and it's like, yo, I got to use this to buy groceries. So I'm glad you brought that up, Anthony. I think that's, like, a beautiful idea. If it's in your spirit, do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely do it.
And I think be able to take the blessing. A lot of people might take that as, like, yo, you think I'm beneath you, or you think, like, I'm less than. It's not that. We have to be in an opportunity where it's like, you know what, we're a village, and this is what villages do. If you need help, you ask for help. Even if you don't ask for help, I'm going to still give it to you.
Right. The thing is about paying it forward. We're not put on this earth for ourselves. We are put on this earth to spread the gospel and to love on our brothers and sisters. And whatever that entails. You know what I'm saying? And
serve, man.
I think to serve, yeah. I think the biggest thing is, like, paying it forward. And me and Sabina, we are always, like, we're people. Like, we love people. Like, interacting with them in any way we can help. Like, having, going to help people with directions. Like, the other day we helped this lady with directions. Like, we walked her all the way to that don't cost nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds free gas.
Yeah, that's free. Like, and there's been countless amounts of times where we paid for people's meals or we went inside of a place and we saw somebody standing out asking for change, and we go in, come out with a meal for them. Like, those are these are different. These are paying it forward moments. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because we know when there was times when we were college students, or if we didn't have the support system we had and the love that we had, if we didn't have any of those things, we could be right out there.
Yeah. And I think I don't know, like, I think we should live I will want us to live in a society where it's like, yo, I don't got the money right now. Can you help me? Mm-hmm. Like, I really want people to be okay saying, like, yo, I don't have the money right now. Can you help me?
What's up, Ray?
Now, if you keep on saying that, it becomes a pattern, then that's a problem. Like, you gotta, like, don't ask me for one time, like, all right, cool, I got you. All right, cool, I got you. Wait. Third time, you need a job now.
Hey, Anthony, you don't have the money again.
Yeah, so.
Like, no, the thing is, and you know, I'll tell this story. Like honestly,
What's up, Trey?
when it came time to, Anthony was like, "I want you to be a groomsman." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay, if the wedding's in New York, no, it's in Barbados." What?
It is prior to being turned down. Correct. Mm-hmm.
It was like,
That's why you my bro for life.
It was interesting. Like, and at the time, I was like, "Yo, I don't know how I'm gonna do this," but you know what I'm saying? I love Janella and like
you figured it out.
Yeah,
my
we
guy.
figure it out, you know, and you put like, and that's part of it, like of being a village, being a part of a village is like, yo, I'm gonna support you. To me, friendship means just being there. That's it.
Facts.
And there's nothing else to it. Just be there.
And that joint is free.
Exactly.
That
That's
don't have
the
no
free.
inflation. That has no recession. It's just showing up every day.
That's it. Showing up. That's priceless. But Ant and Jeff, y'all, we've given some amazing solutions, like definitely couponing, using your leftovers. You know, definitely.
Pray.
If you could walk to the store instead of like driving, do it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And the weather is nice. What better time?
And I also think, and this one thing that Janelle and I do, we do it religiously every month, is budget out the whole month.
That's
like
smart.
literally budget out the whole month and have a budget for entertainment. Like if you know you like going out, just have a budget and say, you know what, and stick to the budget. And I think that's something that is very important.
Right, because it's hard. It can be hard because like you could be out and then you like, yeah, I'm starting to feel a little hungry, and you know you ain't but 2
I did
miles
that
away
today,
from home.
bro.
You be like, yeah, you be right around the corner, and then you pass a Wendy's.
Anthony stopped before.
No, that's it's called food marketing. It's a way where it's like, and then you begin to think about it, and then it pops up on your IG, and I'm like, yo, what is going on here? And then what happens is like you say to yourself, all right, tomorrow I start saving, and then you go to Wendy's.
That's it. They got the strawberry frosty now.
It's called discipline, man. It's called discipline.
You are literally psyching yourself out.
You just gotta discipline yourself. That's what it just comes down to. There's always gonna be temptation when it comes to like buying things, whatever your guilty pleasure is, whatever it is that you like to spend money. Some people it's going out to eat. Some people they just love going out to eat. Some people their thing is shopping, buying clothes. Some people whatever it is. Like Anthony said, you budget for those things. Like you have like your play money, then you have your money for your bills, you have your money for whatever it is. Use the play money to buy some of those things like going out to eat. If that stop at Popeyes or whatever it is on the way home. Put that in the budget. Put that in the budget. You know what I'm saying? Or Fred's coffee. Fred's thing is like he loves his Starbucks or whatever coffee. You put that within the budget, like just like what they were saying. But you just stick that to your budget because we all have like a guilty pleasure that we like to kind of like spend our money on, but just stick to it, especially right now because things are expensive. Things are kind of going up. You know what I'm saying? And if there's a way, cause I do believe like, and my mom and dad used to tell me this all the time, like you should still pay yourself, right? Which means like even if it's $5, even if it's $5 coming out your paycheck to yourself, like okay, I'm gonna take this $5 and I'm gonna treat myself to a mocha latte because that's my craving, that's my thing. You treat yourself. If it's like, hey, you know what? I want to buy, like a new hat. That's my thing. You treat yourself, whatever it is. Still treat yourself, but budget also as well. Like basically just start spending much more wisely. Because right now, again, we don't know by next month, like milk could be $8 a gallon. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just things are just going extremely high.
And we're just saying, but don't prepare for now, but prepare for tomorrow.
Absolutely. Savings. Get it. Like create a savings, definitely. So you can have cushion to help you, in case any emergency arises. Because life happens all the time. And then it's like, you spend the money and then you like, oh, dang, I gotta go to the dentist. My tooth hurt. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Dental surgery is not cheap. Not cheap. They out here
murdering.
becoming millionaires off
Right.
people.
It's a
and people
hustle,
always
man.
try to shortcut that stuff. They try to shortcut it. You can't shortcut that.
And I mean, and push come to shove, unfortunately, like if it's where you're pinching pennies, if your time allows it, and you're proud, you're not you're proud, your pride is not in your way. Yo, unfortunately, go out there and hustle. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta like
Get a second job.
Get a second job. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, we do live. I mean, we already been living in this type of economy where you need two incomes coming in. You know what I'm saying? In order to kind of sustain and survive. And so, unfortunately, like if whatever it takes. I seen my dad where he would take odd jobs outside his 9 to 5 just to make sure that we were good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it goes back to what Ayana was saying, like our Caribbean parents, they've been preparing for a family for like 100 years, but they know how to stretch a dollar. They know where to shop, where to buy to get the most bang for their buck. And also too, a lot of times they don't have the pride level that some of us may have in 2020 where it's like, yo, you know what? Let me go ahead and take this odd job so I can bring extra money in, because unfortunately, like when you got to get in survival mode, you got to get in survival mode. You got to do what you got to do to make sure that things stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? So you want to save, and then of course, if you can, don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Do Uber. Don't be afraid to do Instacart. Don't be afraid to like maybe
do
get
Amazon.
a weekend job, whatever it is, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That's going to take to like, because those bills are going to keep coming. Unfortunately.
And the thing is, like, if 2022 was a book, it would be called "Who Gonna Help Me Pay This Rent?"
And nobody coming to save you and pay your rent.
It's gotta get paid straight up.
Yo, there are some states, man, where they were saying like rent got raised up to 30%. 30%. You know what I'm saying? In some states. Yeah, like it's
not 30.
It's crazy. There was this one lady I was watching, and she was saying, I think this was Austin, Texas, I believe. And she was saying that like when her new lease was coming up, they raised her rent by $500.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? She was like, yo, I can't afford this. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough because she was like, $500. Like, how can I afford that? So it's tough out there, man.
I know this might be a lot of people might like, that's a hard thing, but if you can, and if the door is open, move back home.
Mm-hmm.
Move back home to the parents. Move back home to
save money.
To save money. Just say, hey, that's how you put your pride aside. Like, yo, I literally gotta save.
But move back home with an exit plan, though. Because sometimes some people move back home and
stay
5 years later,
let me tell you,
you still moving back home.
Exactly. And I know people, but the crazy thing is, like, when I found this out when I came to the East Coast, is like where I'm from. It's like you move out when you're 18. You move out directly when you're 18. Like, you gotta be out. You gotta figure it out. Like 18.
Yeah, we gotta stop doing that to black community.
Yeah, but then when I got up here to New York, I was like, how old is you? You said, and that made me judge people that I knew, and I'm just like, oh snap, because I've been on my own because I stayed home for college. It was cheaper, and then when I finished college, I came straight out to New York, and I was on my own for the rest of that time. Yeah. So when I came up here and I saw people, like, they were like, oh yeah, I live with my parents, like, or they'll say I live with my family. So I had to kind of be like, understand, okay, like Jeff was saying, like, what's the exit plan? Are you gonna live with mama for the rest? You gonna wait till mama passed away and then you take over the house? Or what's the exit plan? Is it, you finishing college, you saving money? I understand if you're saving bread, that's smart. Yeah, that's very smart, especially
and still give a little bit of here and there. But like, yo, if you can stay with your parents, man, that's a blessing.
Right. And your parents, and some, like Ingrid is saying, like, some parents don't mind you staying. They love the company. They love you being there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you're their son and daughter. For that.
The Caribbeans notorious for that.
Definitely for mama and the son.
Lou said, Caribbean parents will keep you until you want to go.
It's true, man. Yo, they will keep you until then, and I feel like this could be a separate conversation, but
Fact.
I feel like
That's another podcast.
I feel like it could be an Achilles heel sometimes, because if there is no exit strategy in order to do it, like, you're just going to be dependent living on your parents' roof until you're like 50, 67 years old. You know what I mean?
Let me
So it's
ask you
like,
this: well, I was raised in a Caribbean household, but let me ask y'all this: so they'll keep you until you want to go, but the question is, but do they complain about you to their friends and stuff like that?
I mean, not my parents. Like, I would,
Yeah,
I moved out. I moved out when I was 21. I want to say, yeah, 21. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 21. I remember my dad wasn't thrilled about it because he wanted me to stay. My mom didn't have a big issue with it. But like, my parents did a type, like, you stay there as long as you want, and they wouldn't have an issue with it because they kind of have that mindset. But like, for me, but one thing with them too, they would want you to do something with your life. Like, you're not gonna just be staying there. They wouldn't charge. They didn't charge like rent or nothing like that at all. But it's like, okay, you gotta like go to school. You know what I'm saying? You know, do something
yourself.
so you could get to the point where you are able to move out, to buy your own home, buy your own house. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is needed. Because I feel like some Korean parents, they'll keep you there until whatever, with no intention of you ever leaving or moving out. And it's like, when you finally do step out into the real world, I know people, they struggle. They don't know how to budget. They don't know how to fight. They don't know how to like pay bills. They don't know how to and they don't know how to take care of themselves. And that's why I feel like it's like,
It's enabling. It's enabling.
Yeah, it could be.
But they don't know.
It can be.
So it's twofold. You don't know that you're enabling. You're just protecting, and you're just trying to be a parent. And I think what Jeff said in regards of exit plan is like, you can come back home, but show me your exit plan. I think Ingrid said it the best, like, yo, show me your plan and I stand by you, but it's not a 12-month, it's not no 3 years. This is a 6 months, or maybe 6 months to 12 months. But you're not staying here for 5 to 7 years. Mm-hmm. I think that should be acknowledged before you come back home. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm your parent or your aunt or uncle, I have to be able to know, like, maybe you made some financial bad decision. So maybe there's a pattern of how you spend money. So that's one. So two, I got to be able to know that the same pattern that you have is not going to be the same thing when you're in this house, because you're going to be in a rabbit hole. And
my question then becomes, like, when do you have that conversation when you sit down with your son and daughter and say, hey, like, this is what you need. You need insurance. You need a budget. These are economics, basic economics.
But your parents got to know financial literacy or understand finance, because finance, like we said, always a language. So they might just be thinking they're helping you, not knowing that they're damaging you.
So then, what I would say this: that if your parents don't understand financial literacy, or they are not good with money themselves, then it's not going to serve you any good to move back home, because then it's going to be two people enabling each other.
It's good,
but you don't see that when you don't have nothing else.
Mm-hmm. But you got to eventually have to see it. Like, if you've been out, if you were actually to step out into the real world, right? Like, you move out your parents' house, right? If you went out there, you realize, like, you know what, recession hit, I'm struggling, I lost my job, whatever the situation is, right? I need to kind of move back home. Call mom and dad, hey, I need to move back, lost my job, whatever it is, things is just too expensive to live, life is kicking me in the butt. All right, cool, son, come move back home, right? But if you see, like, they are in the same situation, like, they can't really help you financially, because eventually you have to step back out on your own. Because what's going to happen? Let's say, God forbid, something happens to your parents, right? You get what I'm saying? So eventually, I always believe this, right? Well, the older we get, the more wise and more knowledgeable we have to become. It doesn't really matter if you didn't grow up, learning money or understanding money. You have to get to a point you have to start understanding it, right? Doesn't matter if you don't really understand, how to, like, just navigate or do certain things in life. Eventually, I always say is, as adults, we got to start taking accountability and responsibility for ourselves, because the world does not care, right? Nobody wants to nobody want to keep on hearing the sad story that, well, my parents didn't teach me or whatever. So if you see that your parents, unfortunately, struggle financially because they're making poor decisions, then if you do move back, you definitely want to make sure you have an exit strategy to get out, because what's going to happen is they're going to depend on you financially, and you're already struggling financially, or you're not going to be able to learn or benefit from that because you're just going back into an environment that already enables you already as it is. And now, you get what I'm saying? So you want to be able to go back out to the real world even more prepared and more ready, not like less ready and more, financially incapable to take care of yourself.
So what I'm hearing is they taught us that our parents taught us how to work for our money, but not how to make money work for us.
Correct. I agree. Now, question. I want to add on someone. What about you and your wife move back? Are you okay with that?
Nah.
Really?
I'm gonna be honest. No.
Neither side. This is the whole podcast. Damn. I should have saved
why. I'll explain why first.
Anthony, are you asking this? Are you asking this for yourself, bro?
Nah, I'm just asking so we can have a conversation.
No. Straight up, point blank period. I'm gonna say no. Point blank period, because it's biblical. Abraham left his father's house.
Okay.
He left. So even if it was for a short time, like let's say if me and Bean's house was being painted or renovated or something, like that's cool. But in terms of moving in, no, because there's things we as a couple have to speak about. There's decisions we want to make, and I feel like you are adding your
even if you're in the left wing and you don't see your parents, you the left wing of the house. You downstairs.
I know there's an ear somewhere against the door. Like I know there's.
But that's your parents. That's
it. Don't matter.
No,
there's an ear somewhere, Anthony. There's an ear somewhere.
Okay. I want to add
this. I think point blank period. Just either side.
So maybe because it's biblical, you're not moving back.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just not. I don't care if I had if it comes to like we got an Airbnb and sublet, whatever, but I'm not.
No. So you rather Airbnb than have something that is for free?
Yeah.
Just because.
No, ain't a just because.
Just because what?
Understand. Okay. If it's a month, it's a month.
I really started thinking. You think about yourself, bro. You think about moving back to.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Anthony about to go back home.
I would never move back. My pride kills me.
Yeah.
I would never move back. I would do Uber. I would do Burger King. I would do everything.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. I would do. Like, that's the point I'm making. It's like we will do what we have to do to maintain. Because I don't want our issues and problems, because you got to understand, it's not just you that's going back to that house with your wife, your spouse. Okay. You're going back with your problems, your decisions. You're taking luggage.
That's what I want you to say. That is what I want you to say.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was like, the biblical, I was like, okay.
Yeah, like I know.
But biblically, I would say biblically it does make sense. There is a high level of exposure that you will bring to your marriage, and whatever that you've been struggling or dealing with, it will be exposed to the parents. I would never say completely no, because I would say there's a couple of factors. I would say
interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it some more.
I would say one, you got to look at what is the relationship that your significant other or your spouse rather has with your parents, right? Do they get along? Do they have a great relationship? What is the exit plan again? Is it because you guys lost your house, right? You lost your home. Now you're about to be homeless.
So case by case.
You need to stay somewhere for the next couple of months so you guys get back on your feet. Life takes over. Circumstances happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it does.
Right.
So I would say for me, it's more of a case by case. For me personally, I don't know if me and my wife would do that. I guess we have to be in a situation. I think, let me put it this way. The only way that I would see us doing that, if we lost our home and we were basically about to be homeless, so we needed somewhere to crash for a couple of weeks or a month so we kind of get back on our feet. But there would not be where it's like we're going to like stay here for like a year or anything like that. And the reason why, because I've been down that road before and I've seen what it did. So
wait. You've been down the road, mean like you went back with your wife?
Yeah.
And
that caused a lot of issues. But we had an exit strategy. It was only supposed to be for a year, which it was. You know what I'm saying? Everything like that. We didn't really have to make that decision. We really didn't. It wasn't like we're financially, we didn't have to. We actually didn't have to do it. We didn't, but it was because during that time I traveled so much. During that time I was traveling a lot for work, and she felt like she needed extra help when it came to taking care of Gabby. So she was like, you know, maybe living closer to your parents or living with them temporarily for like a year would help. I said, all right, cool. Then I could like continue to travel, hustle and bustle, do what I got to do, you know what I'm saying, to bring money in. So that's one reason why we did that. But it was like a financial situation.
So if it's help, you'll move in. But if it's not help, you're not moving in.
I mean, let me put it this way. It shouldn't be your first option. You
right.
still want to figure things out. But still, you got to remember, you started your own branch out of the family tree.
Okay.
You're setting up your own life. You got to understand it. Remember, the moment you move out or you get married, right? Your spouse takes on your last name. You're starting your own family. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be dependent on mommy and daddy. You're an adult now. You know what I'm saying? You're wearing big boy pants. She's wearing big girl panties. You get what I'm saying? So which means you're doing big things. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be established in your life. You don't want where you're going to continue to be like look at your parents as a crutch because it's going to cripple you.
Good.
You get what I'm saying? It's going to
I love where you guys are going with this.
And unfortunately, sometimes some people do that. And parents will enable that. Caribbean parents are notorious for that. Haitian parents are definitely notorious for that. You know what I mean?
I just think parents in general.
They really
not
are.
Just say Caribbean or yes, we're Caribbean descent, but like I think parents in general.
Yeah, but I'm gonna speak on Caribbean parents because that's what I know. You know what I'm saying? That's what I know. So I've seen it with my cousins. I've seen it with other Haitian people that I know.
Yeah.
Jamaicans, whatever. I've definitely seen that a lot, and I've seen it in some ways it has somewhat benefit if it was done smartly, and I've seen some ways where it enable that person where it's like they cannot move out. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know how to move. They don't know how to really live on their own. They don't know how to pay bills. Or the moment that something goes wrong, they have a bad experience with a roommate or whatever it is. Like, I'm going back to mom and daddy. And I'm talking about, you know, people who are
grown
like grown men, 30, 40 years old. And it's like, like,
you don't know how to survive.
Exactly. And I think that's one of, if there's like, one thing I will say is this, during these times where we're going through inflation, right? During these times right now where it's struggling for a lot of family. But see, this is one thing.
My fault. I was saying something with Luz. My fault. Go ahead, my bro.
So during these times, or when you go to these situations, it really teaches you how to survive. It teaches you how to like make ends meet. It teaches you on how to stand on your own too. Because in life, that's the only way you're gonna really. I won't say that's the only way, but it's one of the ways that you really learn how to like roll with the punches in life. Because life, you could have $1 million in your bank account.
That's a fact.
But if you can't, let me put it this way: Jay-Z's a billionaire, right? He's worth, I think last time I checked, $1.4 billion, right? He's a billionaire. He's wealthy. His kids are set, right? He's wealthy, a billionaire, right? Jeff Bezos, he is worth 300 times more than Jay-Z has, right? He is wealthy beyond imagination. Just imagine if Jeff Bezos lost money and now he has the same amount of money that Jay-Z has. Don't you think he's going to end up going crazy? He's going to probably want to jump off a cliff.
Even though they're like both billionaires, it's still like...
Exactly. My point is this, though, is what happens is that we don't look at some of the blessings that we have, or sometimes what we don't understand or realize is like when we go through certain things, when you roll with the punches like Jay-Z, he's gone through it, right? I'm not saying Jeff Bezos has it. Like he came from the streets of Marcy, you know what I'm saying, you know, and became who he is. If Jay-Z was probably to, let's say, go for $1.4 billion to, let's say, down to like 500, you know what I'm saying, you know, $1 million, right? He's half a billionaire now. Like he lost some money, bad bets, whatever. I guarantee you, most likely Jay-Z's still going to also do what he got to do. He's not going to go insane, he's going to go crazy because he's learned how to make ends meet. He's learned how to make, you know, lemon out of lemonade. But if you have somebody who is wealthy, who's rich, who's basically grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth, the moment something happens, they become suicidal. They can't handle it. You know what I mean? So I say that to say is this: is when you enable somebody too much sometimes, or they don't know how to survive during
Right.
these things, they don't know how to, make what's that saying? Turn a rock to a diamond or to a stone or whatever. It's like you don't know how to roll with the punches in life. You don't know how to like really, you know, survive. And that's why I think like during these times right now, those are recession, we're giving all these great ideas. A lot of us, if not all of us in here,
Right.
we gotta, despite what's going to go on, we're gonna hustle and bustle. It's like, if I gotta eat tuna, I'm gonna make some tuna sandwich instead of going to like, Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? I could make a miracle meal out of it because that's what our parents did. That's what our parents did. They knew how to like, still gotta feed these kids. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I'm gonna do what I gotta do to feed them because they know how to survive. They know how to make ends meet. But if you enable somebody, you're not gonna be able to. So if you allow your kids, if you have a child, or continue to have them come back home and not allow them to like, you know what? Yeah, we're a village, but in order for me to teach you how to be a man or be a woman, or whatever it is, basically how to stand up out there in this real world without continuing to cripple you, I'm gonna have to let you kind of fend for yourself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? As long
Right.
as
And
you're
I
not
think,
I
drowning
like
and
that.
dying,
and I love
then you're
that.
going to be good. And that's the thing. As long as your head can stay above water, you're going to survive. You're not drowning. You're not dead. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be able to
And I
make it. It's
think
going to teach them a valuable lesson, is what I'm
one
saying.
thing I'm remembering in this a movie that I remember watching way back, and it's like right in my head right now. When it was a Ray Charles. You know Ray Charles. I think it's Ray Charles. He's blind, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray Charles is blind, yes.
So Ray Charles is blind, and in the movie, um, he's now losing his eyesight. He's like about 3 years old. I mean, 4 years old, and he's literally crying out for his mom. Mommy, mommy. She
Oh, yeah,
wanted to
I remember the
help.
scene.
She wanted to help, but she knew if she helped, he will always be dependent on her. So when I'm listening to your conversation, and that's where I wanted y'all to get to, because for me, I could never go back. Like it would just kill my pride. For me, it would just kill my pride. But in the same perspective, I have to make sure that my house is in order, that I'm putting God first, and things of that nature. So why? Because I don't want to go back.
Because you know what it is, and it's a fail safe for us.
Yeah,
Like it's our
it's
instinct.
easy
It's
though.
like return back to the womb. Return back to the womb.
Yeah,
Oh my God, abort the mission. You know what I'm saying? Because
good
I think
conversation, by the way.
some people, they automatically be like, my parents have did all this other stuff for me. They'll take me back. What if your parents are trying, like they like, okay, we just got out of debt, we just did this and that. Now we want to go live in an island, but you want to come back home and live for another year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could be a burden on your parents too.
Exactly. You could stop their dreams.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying? You like, do you know why the cage bird sings? like you could stop their dreams and stunt they stuff. They like as a parent, you're required to just take care of your child from birth up until
A
like
certain age
a certain age, right?
where
And they're
they've
supposed
gotten
to
the
dip.
resource, the
Mm-hmm.
knowledge, the information that you've
Right.
given them, and now it's for them to use it.
Absolutely. And
Use it out
utilize it.
there
But you
and
know
learn
what
something
happens?
new.
And this is the reason why I said I couldn't do it. And I think the biggest thing is like, because I don't want that to automatically be my first thought. Like, mommy, daddy, like, no. I'm like, if I'm married, you know what I'm saying, and I have children, it's like, okay, mommy and daddy have to figure out this first for ourselves. Our last name's a Collier first. You know what I'm saying? We have to figure this out. I don't want that to be the first thing on the list, the first choice. You know, and like I said, I came from a biblical perspective, but I don't want that to be the first joint. And it's
Yeah.
not about breaking a village or any of that stuff. No, we know that mom and dad is there, but like we got to think about like, okay, what does that environment look like over there too? Because think about it, you could, even if you are in a great environment, you can move into a tumultuous environment that they have. Like mom and daddy could be on the brink of divorce.
Yeah.
You know, mom and daddy could be going through have bad plumbing problems.
Yeah.
They could already
So
y'all could be
you
moving
go
into
back
more
into another
issues.
problem that you got to figure out. And
Listen,
also,
part of being
and
a
maybe
village is part of being a village is teaching every single person in that village on how to fish on their own, how to get it on their
that's
own.
I
one
love it.
too. your wife might look at you as less of a man as well.
That's another
You're not a
part.
problem solver. You're not figuring
Yeah.
this. You're not figuring this shit out.
Right.
And you just want to go back home. That something's comfortable.
Back to the womb, and then the
That's
other
so
side
good.
of
I
that
like
is
how you put that, bro.
Yeah, the other side of
Back
that
to the
too, man,
womb.
is like, you not that man because my daddy is that man. I'm running back to that man that I know can protect and provide and everything like that. But I'm just talking. We just talking every perspective of it, right?
Facts.
And that's why it's a case by case situation.
Yeah,
that's why it's a case by case. If it's something where, listen, you have no other choice, then hey, do it. But
you talk to your wife and you have that exit plan. Like, wife, I know this is not something that like you want, but I think this is a great idea. If your wife agrees, your wife now agrees on it. It's not something that you made that decision. You and your wife made that agreement. So,
Luke made a great point too.
It's a team thing. It's definitely a team thing.
It gotta be. So just as we land this plane, we talked about budgeting. We talked about how long you're supposed to stay in your mom and dad's house. Like, we went on this is an amazing conversation. This is a podcast episode too.
Okay.
Like, we definitely should touch on this in a podcast episode. We definitely talked about spending. We talked about rent going up and being high. We just want to let y'all know, Top Shelf Village, like, we love y'all and we thank y'all for sticking with us, riding it out, in this conversation. There's so much more to come.
That's my princess. That's my daughter.
He said, "Who that
princess?" That's who's at the window. Who's there looking at the window?
That's his twin. But Top Shelf Village, man.
We love you.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in for another IG Live. And just to let y'all know, the season is over, but the conversations are not done. The conversations are not done. We're in season 3. Season 4 coming soon. But in the meantime, if y'all still want to listen to if y'all want to catch up, y'all definitely can.
Yep.
Jeff, can you let them know where they can find all of our episodes right now, the 3 seasons?
Yes, sir. Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Anchor, YouTube. You can check us out on all those platforms. Also, you just go to our website, www.dtopshelfpodcast.com, www.dtopshelfpodcast.com. Also, TikTok as well. We do have a TikTok account as well. You can check us out pretty much almost every and everywhere. And we really, like Fred said, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Man, we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys, and we definitely wouldn't be doing this without God. God has given us the courage, the boldness to speak our truth, our opinion, and perspective. And we just want to give him all glory and thanks to him as well with that, man. But thank you guys. We love you guys.
Most definitely. And just definitely, we'll be here same time next Monday, 9 p.m. And before we get up out of here, we want to know, what is y'all word of the week?
Word of the week?
Transparency.
Okay.
Save.
That's the irony of this, or where this week is gonna be.
Yo, my word of the week is budget. Straight.
The good thing is we actually budget for this week, though. We actually did a really good job. God has blessed us. I would definitely say that, man. We are good.
Yeah, man. It's all about looking like putting out that plan, bro. Putting out that plan, laying it out, writing it out, talking it out, doing all of that. And it definitely helps to see the figures. Anthony said, Slim Ant said, health is his word. Yo, because we all know that health is wealth. Because I'm like, man, it's hot out here. Just know that. So I think hers is countdown. Luz's countdown because the school year is almost over.
And she going to Mexico.
Oh, that's dope.
I ain't never been to Mexico. I want to go. Like, I
once.
definitely want to go. Shoot, that's on the list, Anthony.
Okay,
Mexico's dope. Mexico's dope.
It was the part you go to.
I went to Cozumel.
Woo!
People sleep on Cozumel, man. I had the biggest margarita that I've ever had in my life, yo. Bro.
I thought you were about to say something else, but okay.
Nah, dogs. No. That thing was like
Anthony,
it
you
was
been to
probably
Mexico before?
Nah, I haven't been to Mexico. I've been trying to get to Mexico.
Man. So you had the biggest margarita in your life,
bro. Yeah, it was probably like a 64-ounce, man. You know, like those like big gulps. It was huge. And I remember when I ordered it, the waiter he was like, you know, senor, it's big. I said, nah, yo, bring it, man. I'm on vacation. That thing came out, bro. I could have drunk all of it.
Now, question: you did it by yourself, or you was with a group?
Nah, it was me and Gabby's mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This was back in 2008. Yeah, and yo, you know how much that margarita was too?
$10.
2 centavos.
$5, $5,
Only
a 64.
Super
I gotta go to
cheap.
Mexico, man.
Bro, this is 2008.
Be careful.
They might be going. I don't know if they're going to inflation too. This is 2008. This was a little while ago. It may not be $5 anymore.
That's when the 50-cent gas was.
But it was
that
man,
same
it was
drink
good,
is $60 now.
But I could not fit. It was like man, I was done.
I believe it, Jeff. All right, guys. So we'll be here same time next week, 9 p.m. Tune in for Top Shelf Conversation. Peace.
One love.